We got some good football convo coming through. My one
Hello, hello,
co-host has
hello.
just arrived. Good evenings to you, sir. How are you?
Good evening. Good, good, good. And you?
Always good, my friend. Always good. When I got my coffee, then I'm good to
I'm
go.
just chowing, so
No,
so I'm gonna
that's
stay
fine.
off camera till we
No,
start.
that's fine. That's fine. No stress at all. I can hear the plates are making a noise. You're allowed to eat on the podcast. You know,
I'm
you should
having
have.
soup.
That's fine. Soup is good. Soup doesn't just have to happen during winter time or rainy days. You can have soup anytime because there's nothing on there that says that soup is only allowed to be eaten when it's raining. Just saying. Thank you guys. We are 97 likes. Let's smash the like button so we can come on the For You page. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. Uncle Leo in the house. Thank you guys. Let's share the live, guys. We'll be having a live podcast. You guys will be able to hop into the boxes. We don't have any videos that people have sent us. So the video is basically people DM me a 1 minute video. So for those that doesn't understand, while we're still waiting on the other cows, we've got like still 6 minutes left. So for you guys that wants to make a video about an opinion of something you saw in the football world. But now you like, if I post this, I'm worried about the negative comments or stuff that I will get on this video. And you're not someone for that kind of person to interact like that. All you do is send me the video. We will air the video on here. Myself, the two co-hosts, people in the comment section will then give their opinion because a lot of people are looking at the big pundits out there or the people with the big platforms and they're thinking that opinions is the only opinions that's valid. But I say that we all understand the game. As long as you understand the game, you can say, you know what, guys, I've got an opinion about something. I would like to hear what is your guys' opinion. This is my opinion. And the nice thing is, after the live, no one can leave ugly comments on your video. We discuss it here, we move on. People have seen your video and they're like, okay, cool, this is actually a cool opinion. Instead of you having one person that leaves a negative comment on your video and then the rest follow. If that make any sense. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the support, boss. So yeah, guys. So for those that wants to do content but don't have the confidence yet, use this platform as well to make content, and we can give an unbiased opinion about it. I do a lot of banter and stuff out there, but I also do motivational videos on there. I try and find something positive out of a negative. Yeah, I just do a loads of different things on my platform. My YouTube channel, the handle is in my bio. If you guys want to see our videos, it was already sent to us. Go have a look on all the episodes we've uploaded so far. So you guys are more than welcome to go check that out as well. Thank you so much. We got 4 people. We're on 123 likes. I'm sure we will be trending on the For You page very shortly. Warren's just muting himself because we don't want to hear how loud he chew. Because I believe he's someone, when he bites on the spoon, he told me, Iggy, I'd rather put the thing on mute because if I bite, that sound like I'm biting right through the spoon. So, I'm a guy that's very transparent. I'm very transparent when it comes to these things. Guys in the comment section, you guys are allowed to greet. You guys are allowed to interact. You guys are allowed to ask questions. We expect you guys to hop into the box. Not it's a must, but hopefully you guys can hop in the box. Come give your opinion about topics we've covered as we go along on the show. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Stick around. Hopefully we'll see you guys here every Friday. Some nice topics we were discussing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be launching something new next week. Something interesting. Something very interesting. So you guys know about the little debate wheel. So I'm gonna be adding something else, not to the debate wheel, but something different as well. I made a video. I've put it out there, and I'm not going to say which video it is. I'm not going to say what the video is about. And Brandon saw the video. Evening Zach, pleasure having you, sir. And then Brandon saw the video, and he said to me, Iggy, I got a cool idea of the video you just put out there. And we discussed it, and I said, yeah, I can make it happen, but it's a bit too short notice for today. I'm going to prepare for next week. So that's going to get you guys as the co-hosts, you guys as the comments, you guys are going to be able to interact. It's going to be like rapid fired answers. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that as well. And you know what, evening, sir. And we all got football
Good
knowledge, right?
evening, sirs.
And we all got football knowledge, right? But it's always nice to get different opinions from different people. And that's how we learn even more. Did you guys see what I did actually? When was it? Was it last night United? No? Yeah, yesterday United was playing. And I was actually fighting people. I was like, you don't have football knowledge, man. That's why you won't come to the live. You will only be in the crying section. And this guy, like, literally, you could see, got irritated with me. So yeah, it's one of those things. Otherwise, gentlemen, how have you guys been?
All good.
Good, good, good. Thank you. And yourself?
Uh, been good, been good. You guys don't look like champions, eh? Just saying.
We are the champions, but yes, man. Oh yeah, this is the first podcast, right? Since or that I've been on it.
Now, if
Yes,
you look
since
at that,
being
right?
champions.
You
Come on,
guys
man.
see, for you guys in the through the window over there, and for you guys in the comments, that's what I do. I excite people, all right? I also upset people, you
Really
know?
what?
I just got it, you know? It's just one of those things. But anyway, again, well done to all the Liverpool supporters on winning your first title with your new manager, which was great. Casa in the area, I see you. So we've got a bit of topics. We don't have videos, but yeah, it is what it is. We can still create conversation out of Mr. Victor Pereira. You guys think he deserved manager of the month? Thoughts around
Vito.
this? Comments?
Go for it, Warren.
Well, he's done an exceptional job, I would say. At the beginning, when he started, he didn't get his foot on the gas, I would say, so the results weren't that great. But he has grown into the role as a manager, and he's turned that Wolves team into a
Into
he
Wolfpack.
basically, yeah, he's changed them. He's rejuvenated the Wolfpack basically, and he's got great players at his arsenal like Cunha and Strand Larsen, and that midfield is stronger than I've seen. And you know, in the past, Wolves have always been criticized as a team that can't score goals, right? They don't score too many goals. You can't say that about that team now. That team is scoring goals for fun. I would be afraid to go up against Wolves if I was any other team right now, and they have really solidified their spot now in the Premier League. So he's done a great job. He's, like Christopher said, well deserved. I think out of all the managers that was up for the prize, I would say the award, he thoroughly deserves. He's right up there.
100%.
Yeah,
No, I fully agree.
before the loss against City in the last game, they won 6 in a row, which is crazy for Wolves.
Absolutely.
And I mean, they play a similar system to what Amorim's trying to do at United.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can see at United how difficult it is to completely go into a club and change the system and try get people to buy into your philosophy. And he's done it so quick. So I
Mm.
think he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Absolutely, I fully agree with you guys. Look, I think the benefit that he has, with Wolves, it's not such a massive club as United, so there's not that amount of pressure. And I think that's why I think as things that work out perfectly for him, Mr. Chicks, welcome, sir. So things that work out perfectly for him, in the sense of, you know what? It is still a pleasure job staying up in the Premier League, not like one of those big six, like we call it, that can compete to know, you know what, kind of guarantee yourself. to not get relegated, unlike a Southampton and those guys. I think if it was like a Southampton, a Ipswich, whatever, he would have probably had a more difficult task. But I know Wolves has always been a team to watch, you know. Guys, in the comment section, we got Chris that said Mr. Victor Pereira, well deserved. Any other comments? Do you guys think that he is well deserved of this award, Manager of the Month? Any other thoughts from anyone? None? Okay, cool. Another topic I think that's also like we'll start a bit down here and we move up because of the size of the competition. Real Betis, Chelsea, Foo, final, Conference League.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I love the way that Real Betis is playing football right now. Can you hear me?
No, no, I was talking to Brandon.
Sorry,
Oh,
I was muted. Sorry.
okay, sorry. Yes, like I was saying, Real Betis is playing really good football. They're playing cinematic football, I would say. That match against Fiorentina last night was, yo, it was epic. Similar to the Manchester United. I'm sure we're gonna get to the Manchester United game, but that game was epic. And I think they've got a real chance to give Chelsea a run for their money because Chelsea has had the easiest run of fixtures in this competition. They've had the easiest teams to face. I think Real Betis can really give Chelsea a nosebleed on the day. I'm not counting Chelsea out. I'm just saying the way Chelsea's playing right now, they're not scoring a lot of goals, and the way that Betis is playing, they are hungry for the win. I would say so. Out of the two teams, I would edge it towards Real Betis to take this one.
I like what Ian is saying. They just have to go out and do their job and actually treat Betis with the respect they deserve. Because I think the reason why I've got Cole Palmer on here and I've got Anthony on here, because according to people, Cole Palmer is supposed to be talisman for them. And I think since Anthony arrived, he's actually become the talisman. He's made a massive impact in that Betis team. And I believe that the Betis fans are literally singing his praises and they actually want him to stay on a permanent basis. So I think that's going to be interesting and one
I think it's
as
like
well to
13
watch.
goals and assists or something like that
He's
for
doing an
Anthony.
amazing job over there.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. Is there any of you guys that would like to hop in into the box? We'll do the 1 minute of countdown for you guys.
But
You
look at
guys
that.
can kind of
Apparently it's been a weak Premier League season. But you've got Chelsea in the final of the Conference League, two English teams in the Europa League final, and Arsenal made it to the semi-final, where they
100,
got knocked out by arguably the best team in Europe at the moment.
100%, 100%, 100%. So we've got Ian coming in, of course, into the 1 minute of countdown. So obviously Ian is more than welcome to give his opinion and view. So what we're gonna do a bit different tonight, guys. When you guys are in the box and we give you an opportunity to give your opinion, I'll do the 1 minute of countdown. So just to give everyone a fair chance. And if your minute is up, then we'll give someone else. But you guys don't have to jump out. You can stay in the box, just mute yourself. And then when this other topic comes up, but if there's people in the line, then one of you guys can just hop out and give someone else an opportunity. If that's okay with everyone. Ian, good evening, sir. The floor is yours, sir.
Good evening, gents. I hope everybody's having a good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna spend too much time. Like I said in the comments, as a Chelsea fan, we need to just treat Real Betis with respect because, let's be honest, we've been pretty much cakewalking, if that's calling it likely, to this Conference League. Unfortunately, this is our only real test in this competition. I watched Real Betis this season. They played good football. They drew against Barca, and I think they beat Real Madrid this season as well. And it's not just Anthony, everybody used to give praise. So I don't think anybody's actually paying attention to what Manuel Pellegrini is doing with Isco as well. So Isco isn't just about Anthony alone. Isco doesn't get the appreciation he deserves. Pretty underrated football, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So we'll do our jobs as long as we just, like I said, just treat Betis with respect because they have more motivation heading into this. But they have an interesting game. But like I said, if our midfield can just do their jobs, then I think our attack should be enough. And as for Cole Palmer, as much as everybody's not seeing him get any goals or assists, he's still contributing. And this team has already grown, in my opinion, slowly. We don't necessarily need him anymore.
Okay, 100%. No, I appreciate that, and I like what you are saying that what the manager has been doing at at Betis. Like people are forgetting that, right? But also, like I also mentioned, I gave Cole Palmer the shot, because a lot of people look at goals and assists. But the reason why I mentioned the two of them, I think, in my opinion, I think these two guys is their talisman for their teams at the moment. That is just my humble opinion. Yeah. Anything else you guys
Where
wanna?
is the final? Do you
It's
know
in
where it's being
Poland.
played?
It's in
Poland.
Poland.
Poland, okay.
But like I said, the last thing I wanted to just say is that even though Palmer isn't scoring goals or assists, this team has grown to shown as of late that we don't necessarily need him anymore, which is what this team needed. So I won't necessarily stress even if he's not getting any goals or assists. I've got players that are contributing, and special shout out to Jadon Sancho. If he wins this, the 25 million United can have it with, please. I'm already happy with him, but if he wins it for us, I can't really complain after that.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So you can
I
stay
think
over
your
here,
best
Ian.
player has been Caicedo, to be honest. I think he's been
True,
your
ne?
best player.
True, 100%. So you can stay over there, Ian. We're gonna cover another topic. If we need to like get an opinion, you can definitely give your input. Another one that's up for grabs. Want to talk about?
What a lose-lose situation.
Oh no. Oh no. I just didn't hear my co-host just like came out with that, got a fire from his side.
No, I see United winning this game, man. I really do. Um, yeah, I think experience matters in games like this, and United have got European pedigree. And I think that counts in games like this. So I can't see Tottenham winning, and United definitely do not want to be that team that allowed Tottenham to finally win a trophy. But it would be funny if Tottenham win a European trophy before Arsenal do. That would be funny.
Interesting. What are
Um,
thoughts?
Yeah, so I have a bit of opinions on this one. Look, United, I've got to give them their flowers in this competition of the Europa League. They've been flying, undefeated. They're hungry for the win. You can see every time they play, like they're hungry for the win. It's like they've got magical boots on when they play in the Europa, and then when it comes to Premier League, it's like the fairy dust is worn off. So it's like I just think I have to give credit to United because they're playing like they want to win this. Um, as far as Tottenham is concerned, they've beaten United, I think, 3 times this season already. Twice in the Premier League and I think in the League Cup. But so they have what it takes to upset United, and it would be the most Spursy thing for them just to bottle at the end and lose the title. But I mean, yeah, that's my opinion. I think United will just slightly edge it because they're more hungry for the win in this competition, and they're undefeated.
Okay, fair. Ian, you want to quickly give an opinion about that? And I'll give my view also about that as well.
I've been at a battle with this for the whole league because who would I want? United or Spurs? As much as I hate Spurs, here's the thing where I stand. If United was to win this, moving forward, yes, get Champions League football. In terms of revenue, how is the squad going to be improved is the question. Is Ruben Amorim going to be back? Is he going to get what he needs for the squad? Because I still don't feel the United are even ready for Champions League football. That's another thing. I could say the same argument for Spurs too. But like I said, I think I much rather have Spurs win to say as a Chelsea fan, just purely because it'll be banter for the Arsenal fans since they haven't won anything, and North London will be white for the time being, and also purely for one player. After seeing Harry Kane win a trophy, I genuinely want to see Son lift something. He deserves it after everything he's given to Spurs. He deserves this match. He deserves a trophy.
That's fair. Look, as a United supporter, right? I cannot speak for every other United supporter, right? So for me, my thing is very simple, right? I believe in a cup competition, it's a once off in a final. Doesn't matter what happened previously, but like Brandon say, we've got obviously European pedigree. But that doesn't mean that Spurs cannot edge it because they do have the players to actually go out there and say, you know what, we can cause an upset. But I think it's going to be who wants it the most on the day. And at the moment, I think the other advantage United goes into this competition is they've been unbeaten in this competition. I'm sure there must have probably been talks with the coach and players and say, you know what, if we've gone unbeaten, why should we give it up now? Also, The dangerous thing for the hunger for all these players of both clubs is going to be the hunger who wants to get more into Champions League spot. So that is also what's going to make this very interesting as well. So that's just my take over there. So okay, welcome, sir. Any take on from you, sir? Topics we've covered, the one we're busy with. Talk to me, sir.
Yeah, good evening, gents. Just excuse my voice a bit.
Evening,
I'm a
bro.
bit sick, just recovering from the flu.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys said mostly everything, but I just wanted to just echo a few points, just on the Spurs and United game now. So from last year August, United faced Spurs three times, and for that three times, they lost two and drew one. So there's a narrative going out there that Spurs have United's number. And I've always also said that. But again, when it comes to finals, I've seen United do things to teams that they won't do on normal occasions. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like they look what they did with City in the FA Cup final and that. So I think they obviously have enough to pull it out of the bag and that. I think they'll definitely go all the way. I think they stand to gain much more winning that trophy than Spurs. Obviously, both will qualify. Either one that wins it will qualify for Champions League. But I think that puts money in our purse or our wallets to go and buy more players. And that answers your question, Ian. That will bring the reinforcements for us to compete in Champions League. You know what I mean? So I think that will definitely be a great deal for us. Obviously, Champions League football attracts other players as well, you know. And I just wanna, just before I go, Iggy, I just wanna cut this narrative quickly that I've been seeing on social media with regards to Wenger's comment. Can I talk about it, or are you going to
Um,
mention it?
that's fine. We can throw that in by other as well. I'm gonna cover another two or three topics, and then we can throw that in by other as well. Cool.
Okay,
So,
cool,
right.
cool, cool,
Anyone else?
cool.
But Swan, you can actually stay in there. You can just mute over there, of course. Yeah. So I think we've covered that over there as well. Guys, keep smashing the like button, please, so we can pop on the For You page. Then of course the big one coming up, Inter PSG. Who is the comments' money on for this one? Co-hosts, the two guests that arrived as well. We'll get to you guys as well.
That's a tough one, man. I, I don't know. I'm gonna go. I think PSG is the better team, but I just have a feeling Inter's gonna get it done somehow.
So we've
I
got
agree
one
with
coming
Brandon.
through. We got two
I agree
coming
with
through
Brandon.
for PSG.
I think, no. I think Inter Milan is going to win the Champions League. I just have this, like, it's the same like with the narrative of the other teams. I just think Inter's taking it. They're more hungry. And the way PSG is playing, and I know last week that guy that was in the comments, he was like on me, was, no, they play great football. Like, people disagree. I don't think PSG is playing the best football, for me, in my opinion. But Inter, dark horse.
Okay. So we've got some more guests coming in now, guys. So I didn't afterwards do the timer, so I think there's more people probably gonna come in just to keep a flow to the show. I think we're gonna go back to the timer. But you guys can obviously just give more input as we go along. Kasa, I'll give you an opportunity, sir. You can unmute, sir. How are you, sir? You good?
Yes, bro, I'm good. I'm good.
100%, man.
What's
So
up,
the floor
bro?
is yours, sir. There we go.
No, the Inter Milan and the PSG game. Me personally, I think Inter Milan is going to win it. It's giving me City vibes in a way because that time when we lost to Chelsea in, I think, was it 2021, the final, we didn't reach obviously final the next year. Which happened to Inter Milan. They lost to us last year. They didn't really do a lot, and they are back in the finals. And right now they changed up the squad. They are hungrier, and I think Inzaghi will finally get that Champions League and the respect that he deserves. And yeah, I think Inter Milan is going to win it, but PSG have, obviously, PSG best team in Europe, you could say, but Inter Milan's game plan will be too much for PSG.
Okay, that's very interesting. Interesting coming from Kasa. Tessa edging Inter for a win. Warren edging Inter for a win. Brandon edging PSG for a win.
No,
Ian,
no, no. Also
thoughts?
Inter. Also
Also
Inter.
Inter. Okay, sorry about that. Um, there we go. Ian, anything from you?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be the odd person out here. I'm gonna back PSG because the fact is this: so-called Farmers League just beat the so-called best league in the world, all the best teams from England in one season. And
Yeah.
Luis Enrique, I've already seen it before in the past with this team that he currently has. If he does end up winning the Champions League or not, he's building something potentially special with the squad. I potentially see if he does win. I think this team has potential to be the best side compared to his Messi, Neymar, Suarez, Barcelona. The potential is there because we've seen what Luis Enrique has done before. So I'm not gonna undermine what this guy can do. And of course, his daughter. I think this will probably mean like a whole lot more to him. If you all know the story. So I
Mm,
genuinely don't believe Inter Milan won't make it easy. I believe Inter Milan can still win this, but as of right now, the current football that they're playing, the midfield alone of PSG is just outstanding. And yeah, as for Usman Dembele, if he does win this, it's a potential for a Ballon d'Or season. So it'll be nice to see. It'll be a good watch, but I think PSG just have got too much motivation this season to
cool.
not go this
Okay.
far after everything.
100%. Zach, your take on that, sir? We've got some other different comments coming through over there as well, so there's a minute for you as well, sir.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna have to agree with Ian on this one. I think PSG for the win. I think if you look at the two games, the two semi-finals, PSG just looked like they were a lot more energetic. Maybe it's because Inter had the more tough game, but I think when Inter went 3-2 down to Barca, it just looked like they had it, and just somehow they managed to pull it out of the bag. Inter is definitely more clinical in front of goal, but PSG have the stamina, they have the potential, they have the flair, they have everything to take it, and I feel like they're hungry. This is the holy grail, the Champions League, and I think they want it this year. So I think it's going to be PSG this year. I think Inter's going to want to set up defensively, but and try and hit on the counter, but PSG will be too much for them.
Okay,
But
interesting,
if
interesting.
PSG win, Mbappe is gonna be like, what the hell?
Yeah, 100%. It's the
That
same
was
thing like
rough.
what
Uh,
Ian was saying as well about Son, seeing that Harry Kane left. Maybe there's just some curse with certain players. Look, I like what the guys are saying in the comments, and you guys, Steve Lynn, I'll give you an opportunity now, sir. I like what the guys are saying, right?
I'm
But
Stephen.
if we look at both coaches has got experience. Both coaches would be able to actually go out there and actually say, you know what, I'm going to go all the way. Yeah, I understand that Inter coach people are edging him, and then the Luis Enrique as well, obviously, and that's just how we always will look at things. But for me, it's just who's going to want it more on the day. And if we look at like Zark has pointed out, Inter has also gone down, but it looks like they need to see people put them on the back foot to say, you know what, we now need to push again. But with PSG, they just look like a side that say, you know what, we don't want people to score against us. But Inter went to sit a bit back, like Zark was saying, and then they opened themselves up again for teams to score against them, and that almost caused them to not make it to the final. Anyway, Mr. Steveland, sir, the floor is yours, sir. You have a quick minute, sir. You can recap on anything we spoke about, or the PSG, so it doesn't matter. The floor is yours, sir.
How's it, man? Just my comment on the Inter PSG game. I think Inter edges this one for me. Just for the fact that they lost the final about 2 years ago, not too long ago. So I think they will be the hungrier side, in my
Okay.
opinion. PSG is a younger, energetic side, yes, but I think Inter, experience-wise, Inter will edge it. That's all I want to say.
No problem at all. My apology, Mr. Rons. I want to apologize, sir. I actually
No
missed you.
worries.
That's my bad over there. So seeing that Steve Lynn has actually said that's all he's going to add, I'm going to give you a minute plus Steve Lynn's 24 seconds just to avoid you getting upset with me, sir. There we go,
No
sir. The
worries.
floor
Thanks,
is yours, sir.
Iggy. Yeah, thanks very
All
much. I
good.
think that PSG will win this one. I'll tell you why. If you look at the 7 goals that were scored by Inter Milan, Denzel Dumfries had a role in 5 of those goals. And I don't think on a better defense that PSG has, I don't think that he would waltz through like that. And I think that will be the difference, right? We all know how good PSG is in midfield in attack, but they also got a good back line as well. And they only conceded 1 goal against Arsenal. They played really well against Liverpool. They played really well against Villa. So I think they'll have no problem with Inter Milan. Although Inter Milan will give them a good game, it'll be a good watch. But I think PSG will edge it out.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so you feel you also don't need a full minute. That's perfectly fine. I'll just reset it over there. I just want to basically, guys, just keep a flow, to give everyone an opportunity. Yeah, so is there any other things you guys would like to add on the PSG?
Just to clarify my point there, I think Kasha is saying that I'm saying that they have a better defense than Inter. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have a better defense than the team they came up against. So I'm saying Barca's defense on the day was not maybe so good as it can be, but I'm saying Inter has the better defense than PSG. But I think
I think you could make an
because
argument, bro. For the
yeah.
backlines, you could make an argument. I
Yeah.
think Inter defend better as a team, but
Hmm.
in terms of just backline versus backline, I think you could make an argument.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then of course, I was gonna do this, before all the other teams, but I decided, you know what, because it's the biggest team in England, let's talk about this final. Sorry, I meant the other two, which is Palace and City. Anyway, I'm gonna give my good friend Kasha. He is a City supporter. Kasha, any thoughts around this final, sir?
And I was waiting for you to start you poking me all the time, but
I will never do
I
that,
knew it
sir.
was coming.
I will never do that, sir.
Nah, but bro, listen.
Hmm.
If we don't, me personally, I think if we don't win this game, I don't know, because I think we're obviously favorites. We've played Palace 2 times this season. Obviously, we drew with them at Selhurst Park. That time when we were losing almost 10 games in a row, 5 games in a row, we drew with them after. Then we beat them 5-2 at the Etihad. Obviously, they have dangerous players, but I think with the form we've been on right now, we haven't lost a game in, like, you would say, 7 games. You would say we are on form right now. Our players are back in training. The defenders are back in training. Rodri's back in training. Haaland is back in training. So, yeah, bro, I think we win. I think we win that game 3-1.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's
But
fair. That's
they
fair.
have been a little bit of a bogey team for City over the years, eh?
I was
Palace.
about to
Even when
say
City
Yeah,
were
they
at
have.
their like absolute best, Palace would still somehow
Yeah,
pull off results against them somehow.
100%, 100%.
It'll be an
Anyone
interesting
yeah.
game
else?
for sure.
Anyone else want to give it a go? Ian, Jock, Steven, Ron.
I'll go.
Okay,
Um,
Jock, go for it.
so the thing is now, I know obviously City's gonna come and they're gonna play hard, and we all know City hasn't been their best. Pep has come out already and said, regardless of them winning this title, he still considers it a bad season. You know what I mean? So I'd prefer them, and sorry, Kasha, I'd prefer them to lose and not win any trophies. And come back strong next year, come back like at City that we know. And I know that is going to give them that drive. Besides that, not what I want. Crystal Palace have everything that they do need to go and beat City, like Brandon has mentioned, that they are also kind of a bit of a kryptonite for City, so. And they don't have injuries. The players are fresh. Matita is there. Eze is there. All of those players, Munoz, that can give City a tough time. So me personally, besides them being my rivals or my opposite neighbors and that, I would want Palace to obviously win this one.
Okay, that's fair. Ian, Steven, who wants to go?
Sure, I can give it a shot.
Okay, Ian.
Okay, Ian, if you want to go.
Okay, cool. There we go. Ian, floor is
Look, I
yours.
won't be long. Yeah, look, I won't be long. Look, purely from a football fan perspective, I think majority of people want Crystal Palace to win this because it would be nice for them to get European football. That's the thing. But do I think as of right now, the current state of form it's capable? Not really. Like Man City have somehow improved already, and I still think Pep Guardiola still has a point to prove. I mean, they lost the last season's FA Cup final when everybody's pretty much expected him to win it, unfortunately. So I still think they just edged it over the line, but I wouldn't undermine Crystal Palace. And of course, Oliver Glasner has won European trophies before. I think he won the Europa League with Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. So he's used to this kind of moments. I think he knows how to step up in big moments, in big games. The players seem to know how to answer to him. My biggest thing is this: once this is done, a player that pretty much doesn't get talked about enough, and I think he needs a big move next season, is Eperichi Eze. He's been Crystal Palace's most consistent player, arguably their best player. He deserves European football nonetheless. Even if it's not at Palace, even somewhere else.
That's fair.
He's a good player. He deserves European
That's fair.
football.
That is fair. That is fair. Mr. Rons, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing to call out the same player as I think that although City's form has improved, it hasn't been very, very convincing. It's been like more, they're grinding out the results and they're trying to get things going like how they had it in the past. And I think the way that Palace won that semi-final, you just feel with them being a London-based club as well, that they kind of will have a little bit more on the day, and I feel they'll have the backing of the fans there to take them over the line. Yeah, you look at Wharton, and you look at Mark Gurhey, you've got the Eze Sa. I think those boys will have them carried over, especially Mateta as well. I think it'll be a Crystal Palace win. It'll be one for the ages, and they'll win that final.
Right. Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
Someone needs to snap up Wharton, by the way. He's a
Oh,
player, that boy.
what a player that, man.
Top
Mr.
player. Even
Steven.
Real Madrid's looking at him at the moment.
What is Mr. Steven? What you say, bro?
I think City, with the momentum they've been gaining over the last few weeks or months, I cannot see any other winner than City. As much as I despise them, I cannot see a Palace win. I really just cannot see it.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. Still time left, not been wasting a lot of time, like straight to the point. Mr.
Okay, I
Komani.
see you giving in.
No, that's fine. Mr. Komani, you will have an opportunity, sir. There's a clock on there, sir, while you're still buffering to get in. Maybe you got some other view or opinion you'd like to share. Okay, while you're still buffering. Yeah, look, Brendan, you want to say something on that, or Warren, or someone? I think.
On the game,
Hmm.
I hope Palace win. I do not want City to win. Sorry. It would be great. It would be great to see Palace win. Like Newcastle beat us in the Carabao Cup final. It would be cool to see Newcastle get a trophy, Palace get a trophy. Like the trophies are really getting spread around, which I think is good for the league in general, to be honest.
100%. Look, for me, my view would probably be just like very, very simple on this that um I probably sound like a stuck record when I always say it's always about what happens on the day. I think that Palace is gonna go out there, in my opinion, I think they're gonna go out there, they've got nothing to lose. Their coach probably and the players probably know, you know what, we've got nothing to lose because we're not the favorites. We can just go out there, play with our hearts. City has got more to lose what they have got to lose. So if they go out there and they play with heart and soul, and they say, you know what, we're just going to go out there and just try and get the ball in behind the net. But City could also be making some mistakes. If Palace maybe press them that hard, and then maybe they could pick up yellow cards, vice versa as well. That could happen for both sides. So it's going to be a very, very interesting final, I think. Very, very interesting final. Anything else from anyone? No? Because I wanna, what is the thing I'm looking for? I wanna play a bit on people's heartstrings a bit.
Who is that?
Some guy.
He used
Some
to play in
guy.
the Premier League. This guy, right? He used to
I
be.
believe so.
Looks familiar.
Okay, so I'm going to give people the opportunity to jump in the box if you want to. I'm going to, what do they call it? Devil's advocate? Is that what they call it? I think so.
I don't know.
Okay, I think so. So, look, I've seen a lot of mixed emotions from Liverpool fans, for instance. But this is actually not just with Liverpool fans. We've seen it with United fans. We've seen it not just like amongst Liverpool fans, but we've also seen if players leave our club that we don't want them to leave, or even if a player is there that we want him out of the club. So my question is going to be completely different to everyone in the comment section and people in the box. So let's paint a different picture. Let's say this is your son, or it is a close friend of you, whatever. He plays for a local club in your city. He wins everything at your city. Some big European giant come knock at the door. They offer him a big salary, and he say, you know what? I'll take it. My question is, would the backlash still be the same that what he's currently getting? If that was the situation, it's your own kid or it's a family member, whatever, would fans still give that same backlash to that player if it was their own child, whatever? So, Warren, if this was your child, I'm not saying you one of them that bash trend, but if this was your son in a situation like this, would you then give your blessing or would you be part of that bashing the player?
No, regardless of the circumstances, you want to grant people or loved ones or people that's close to you, want to grant them opportunities in life. So if he feels that this move for him is the best move for his career, who am I as a person that's supposed to support him, right? To stand in his way. Like if he feels this is the move for his career, then I wish him all the best. We can't blame the player for wanting to enhance their game, enhance their skills at a new club, different cities, new opportunities in different league that they're gonna play in. So for me personally, coming from a Liverpool supporter and from in general, I just feel like I grant him the opportunity and I wish him all the best. We can't hold the player back and then suggest he does this great job for your team in the next season, and you basically trapping him in your team. Like, doesn't make sense to me. So I would like say just all the best to Trent, and I really hope he does well.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give someone else an opportunity. I want to just touch base on two comments. So Star Gairen, I think that's how I say the name. He's saying, I think the question probably went over the head. He's saying, but Liverpool is a European giant. We know Europe. We know Liverpool is a European giant. United has also got European royalty over there, but we know for a fact Real Madrid is bigger than Liverpool. We know that for a fact. Doesn't matter even the state United. In United is a bigger club, so I'm not going to go and debate that. But I guess that's where the emotions come in. That's why I made it something personal to you. If it was your kid, would it still be the same comments that's coming through? The same hate on social media? That's what I'm putting out there to the panel and the comments. So,
Well,
Brandon, anyone else can
f-
go?
f- football is just. Look, I'm heartbroken, man. I'm really heartbroken. Like I've said in the past, I don't think another player would break my heart, but Trent has definitely broken my heart. But football is such a fickle kind of business because it's not just about the fact that he's a local lad. It's because he's a local lad that's good. If he was a local lad that was crap, we would all wave him off and say, "Good luck to you, buddy." It's because he's good that everybody's upset. So you can't have it both ways. If a player is bad and the club is willing to terminate somebody's contract and say like, "You out of here, son," like bye bye.
Brandon, Brandon, before you continue, can you respond? I think you actually made a comment in the Green app. So it comes down to money that your fans are saying as well. But maybe you can break down the player came to you guys for no money, whatever. Maybe you can touch on that and
Well,
we'll
yeah,
give someone else.
he came to us for nothing. Also, we apparently, according to like some really good sources, we were gonna make him the best paid right back in world football at the moment, and he declined that. So it's not about money. He genuinely wants a new challenge.
Yeah,
So
but I'm saying like the comment is saying there that you guys could have got 80 million for him. Do you think that you guys got value for money for the years Trent has been there? Because you guys didn't
we
pay for him, right?
have, but I think unfortunately he's had to. I, I hate to say this, it sounds harsh, but he's been Madrid's little biatch, kind of,
Okay.
because they've definitely spoken to him and said, "Listen, see out your contract, and then you can come to us, but don't sign." They basically told him, "Don't sign an extension," and he's obviously listened to them.
Awesome, Mr. Ian.
Um,
Let's give Mr. Ian an
Look,
opportunity.
where I
Then we go
stand
to
with
Zak.
this,
Mm-hmm.
look, where I stand with this, purely speaking from the perspective if it was a son or a friend, depending on what you've achieved at that moment in time, you had different levels and we all want different challenges. So as much as we all know, like, yeah, yes, you're comfortable, you're happy, everybody loves you. As humans, we should always try to challenge ourselves. And if somebody believes that this is their dream, it's their lifelong dream, I'm not going to deny somebody that. As much as we all love to see them at our club, we need to let the guy thrive. Like if somebody asked me 2 years ago when Rhys James was fit and fighting, Real Madrid wanted him, would I have been mad? No. Because where I place Real Madrid and Barcelona is just, it's not about royalty, it's just for there are different standards and levels when you're playing for those clubs. It's the status. So it's completely understandable. So if Trent himself or your friend, if they feel it's a dream that they've always had, I'm not gonna stop them. As long as you know you gave your it's something that your heart wants, you gave us what you had. I can't really complain and fault with that because I understand when there's just some calls that you just can't turn away. It's just tough. It's
Mm-hmm.
sad, but at the same time, you just appreciate the memories of what he brought you. Those things, the fact he's going away for absolutely nothing. As much as he puts a tainting on a person's memory, you can't really fault him for everything after all he's given the club. He's won you practically every single trophy there used to be. At
That's
the
fair.
least you can do is give the guy a send off. And like I said, it's Real Madrid and Barcelona. We all know it's a different status when you're playing for those clubs. There's the reason why. We've seen this in the past with multiple players in the past.
That's fair. Mr. Zark, and then we'll give Mr. User an opportunity. Or in fact, Zark, can I just give Mr. User someone new because we haven't had him here? Mr. User,
Yeah, it's
then
good.
Zark, you can go after Mr. User. How are you, Mr. User? You are unmuted, sir. Okay, Zark, I think we'll give Mr. User after you, sir. You can go for it, Zark.
Yeah, okay, so my
Okay, what are you
thing
gonna
with
do?
Trent is, and this is also a lot of things that I'm seeing on social media with regards to Liverpool
Hello?
fans, and I'm, oh yeah,
Okay,
Can you
User,
guys
you're
hear me?
gonna, yes, you can go after Zark, sir. Give me 1 second. You go after Zark, sir. Yes,
so
sir, Zark, carry
yeah,
on.
I'm seeing a lot of this on
Okay,
social
no
media,
problem.
and this is obviously not to paint all the fans with the same brush. This is only for that select few who's thinking that, calling him a snake and all of that. I know they don't really mean it because it's hurting. Now they're lashing out. You know what I mean? It's so because of the situation and how it happened and all of that stuff. At the end of the day, a lot of people are going to look at Trent and blame Trent for that, right? I mean, now there was a debate first that he's one of the legends. Now they obviously almost like trying to revoke his legendary status because he ran down his contract. You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel it's twofold. You're blaming the player for that, but there needs to be a finger pointed at the club as well because the club, and I see this previously also in a live, the club allowed himself to get into that position. You know, why talk or negotiate a contract in the guy's final year? Why not speak about contracts a year before his contract has to run down? Because if he makes up his mind that he wants to leave, now you can put him out for market, and in clubs will be able to buy out or pay a release clause or whatever it is. So like I do say, it's a lot of emotions that's going into it. People are not thinking objectively. They are obviously just on him leaving for free. And to what Brandon also was saying, I know he came for nothing, Brandon, but leaving for nothing is not the same like coming for nothing. You know what I mean? That's almost like consolation. It's it's not a win and it's not a lose either. But if you look at it holistically, homegrown money or talent that goes out as pure profit. So technically, it is a lose, irrespective of whether that money was never on the books or not. But again, that's a topic on its own. I
Yeah, I
just
get that.
think Trent, that's the right move for him. He don't want to be stuck at the club, and he did mention in the interview that he wants to go and challenge himself more and play, try and better and improve himself. He could have done it by Liverpool. Liverpool is one of the biggest teams out there, but I'd obviously like to believe that Real Madrid currently is bigger than Liverpool.
All right, cool.
Can
So
I
that
just add
is,
something?
yeah,
Can I just
sure.
add something quickly, Iggy? I think
Yeah.
just one of the unfortunate things for him is things that he said in the past that has unfortunately come back to bite him. Like saying that he wants to stay at the club forever, he wants to become a legend, and it's his goal to become the club captain. So as soon as you say something like that, look, I understand that footballers sometimes they get put into situations where they almost have to lie to keep the peace. Because if he had said back then, like, no, actually, I plan on leaving one day, all hell would have broken loose. So I get it, but it's all the little extras that he added on top of wanting to become club captain and all that kind of stuff. So I think, unfortunately for him, I don't blame him for that. I'm not angry, but
Okay.
unfortunately, that's why I think a lot of other Liverpool fans lash out at him and grab onto everything that he said in the past.
Okay, cool. Mr. User, good evening, sir. Welcome. Ron, you can go after Mr. User. Welcome, Mr. User.
Yes, guys. Good evening, guys. I just hope everybody is
Evening,
well
man.
and everybody's enjoying the live chat.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what Jock said. That first and foremost is that you have to agree with Jock by saying that it is Liverpool's fault for letting it go that far, for not making anything. I mean, a player of his quality for not getting anything for him. I mean, obviously, you can talk about the years that he's contributed. Obviously, winning the Champions League, winning the league, so forth, winning two league titles in actual fact, and a few domestic cups. But I'm saying, for his quality that he still have, I think he's arguably one of the best, if not the best, attacking right back in the world, apart from Hakimi and all those other names. So obviously, on that aspect, I do agree with Jacques. But if you look at it in times it has passed by, I mean, speaking from myself, I'm a United supporter. I mean, if you can speak about David Beckham himself as well, it's an example. Obviously, there was money involved with David Beckham and all the other people, but I mean, that's also someone that's coming from the boyhood of United, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
So sometimes the player just feels that he's achieved what he had to, and obviously 90% of the young kids growing up wants to play for the best team in the world, which is Real Madrid. So for him having that aspiration and that dreams, I don't blame him. But obviously also saying what he said previously is obviously biting him in the ass now in terms of like saying that he wants to become a legend. And I think also if it wasn't for threats on Gerard's family earlier in his career, I think he would have probably left also as well. I mean, the only thing that I can think of that kept him at Liverpool was obviously there was threats made to his family.
Mm.
Um, and then also, I think in the market right now, I think Conor Bradley, excellent replacement for Trent Alexander. But the thing is, I don't think now at the moment in world football, there's no replacement for his right foot at the moment in the world. For me, one of the best right foot in the world. I mean, there's no one that can deliver, that can cross, that can deliver, that can put a ball for you on a plate like Alexander Arnold. I think he's one of the
True.
best in the world. So
Hasn't been
so I
great yet.
think defensively wise, I think Conor Bradley is a bit better than Trent, but I mean, going forward, I mean, Liverpool is gonna miss a lot. Obviously, there's been talks of him flirting with Frimpong and with other players, but I just hope going forward that they can
David
they
mix him
can
up with Brandon.
they can sort it out and that they can find a suitable replacement for him. But I know it's gonna be very difficult. But yeah, guys, that's from my side.
100%. Mr. Ron, before I give you an opportunity, Mr. User, I'm going to make a demand, sir. I'm sure you're going to be popping around every Friday night. Can we please have some kind of name to your user, sir? I'm sure you do know how to change the username to some name.
Yes, yes, no problem.
Even
Now
if
definitely do
you
that.
even if you like put it as left nipple or something, then we acknowledge you as something.
Left nipple. What the
Yeah, I'm
flip's
just
on
putting
your
it
mind,
out there,
Iggy?
something
Jeez.
funny. Mr. Ron, the floor is
Jeez.
yours,
What
sir.
about the right nipple? Give the right nipple some
Sure,
respect.
sure. Look, I just like to address a couple of things, right? The first thing is that you cannot blame FSG for this, right? The player has obviously come out and said, now he's come out and said he's going to join, he wants to leave, right? And he'll be going to Real Madrid. But you cannot blame FSG for it because remember, we had the issue with the change of manager, right? And with the change of manager, the players don't know who the new manager is coming in, right? At the time when Klopp announced that. So they themselves need to say, hey, do we like to play with this manager? Do we like to stay for him, right? So you can't blame him there. And on top of that, Trent refused the contracts that he was offered. On top of that, Real Madrid told him you'll get a signing on bonus if you don't sign a contract extension. So he's going to be taking home a package, right, when he signs on for Real Madrid. Now, do I have any hate for Trent? No, absolutely not. Everybody's entitled to career growth and development, and if that's where he sees it, good on him. My only disappointment is that we didn't get a transfer fee out of all of this, right? And that's the only disappointment. Everyone can go. I will never force a player to stay with us that doesn't want to be with us, right? But we all know that when Gerard was with us, he stayed. His loyalty was there when the cups weren't flowing, and Trent's loyalty isn't quite the same. With the cups flowing, he is leaving. So it's clearly about career progression, career growth, and he says he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. And we wish him good luck with it. The only gripe would be we didn't get the transfer fee for him, and I don't think FSG has any shoulder to has any part to responsibility of blame here because it's really not on them. I think the players kind of seeing for himself in this instance and getting the payday for himself, and that's fine. I mean, it's his choice, and that's what he's decided to do. It's not like we were short with trophies. It's not like he was short for cups. It's not like he was not the best attacking right back in the world when he was leaving. He was given all of that, and he did really well for us. And he will leave us as a legend. But that's where it stops. Had he stayed longer, he could have been something even more than that.
Interesting. Look, I'm gonna just add my little two cents. I see there's a lot of different comments and like it all related to what people has been saying as well. Look, we all know that he wants a different challenge. And people are saying that it's not really down to the owners. But for me, I would look at the situation. Trent, Virgil, Salah, all three players found them exactly in the same situation. Almost out of contract free agents. Now we know that you guys have saved, Liverpool has saved the two players with contracts, but they haven't managed to save Trent. Now to me, I don't follow Liverpool news to the full max, but there's stuff that pops up on social media all the time. Whether it's a meme, whether it's credible or not. To me, I was looking at things different and say, you know what? If Trent really rejected all these offers, right? It would have been, look at Fabrizio has tweeted now about a new pope. It's got nothing to do with football. Fabrizio tweets everything he can tweet. I'm sure it would have been blown up on social media saying, Trend rejected contract, Trend rejected contract, Trend. But I think it's people that doesn't have the credit. And Brandon tweets this a lot. Like when they were talking about KDB as well. Brandon always says that, and I like that about him. He says that don't go after every newslet out there. Someone says something, next person jumps on it, and it starts blowing up. For the simple reason because they know that drama sells, negativity sells. So for me, I think that the owners made an effort, but they didn't make an effort that much to say, you know what, let's push and get this done before we get to the finishing line. So that's just my final opinion about that. Sark, you had one more thing you wanted to add on to this?
Yeah, look, I think it's two. I think the first one it's relevant. The other one is it's irrelevant. It's more for my amusement, but it's for Ron. So Ron, I know you mentioned now in your statement that they obviously told Trent not to sign the extension because they would give him a signing bonus. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So, for my understanding, Madrid, there was no official statement made by Madrid. Everything was just pure rumors at that point, up until he announced that he's leaving.
No, you see what's happened here is when they signed the player on a free, like they did with Mbappe. What they do is they tell the player not to sign the contract, run your contract down. We'll give you a signing on bonus. So instead of paying 100 million to the club, like from Real Madrid to PSG, they'll
Yeah.
pay Mbappe maybe 50 million as a signing on bonus. So they reduce the transfer cost to for the player.
Yeah, no, for sure, I hear you. And in just my second one, this is the obviously irrelevant one, but anyway, so do you think that he has reached legendary status at your club?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you
For
only have
sure.
to listen to that statement, the corner's been taken quickly. That cup came because of him. If he doesn't do that, we don't get the cup that day or
Yeah,
in that season, right? So I think he's won the league twice. He's won the Champions League once. He's been to two other finals in the Champions League. So yeah, for me, he'll definitely go down as a legend. I mean, if Gerrard is going to be a legend with one Champions League, why can't this man be a legend for the 7 8 years that he was with us?
yeah.
It's fine.
And just one more, Iggy. Do you think because of the way he left, that's gonna change that narrative a bit?
Look, that's a commercial deal, right? A commercial deal shouldn't change your footballing legendary status.
In 10 years, everybody will have a different view on it. It will be different with 10 years later.
So sorry, can I just
Yeah.
come in there and
Yeah,
ask
sure.
around one question? I would just like to know by you in terms of obviously you saying that it's not the FSG's fault and that obviously I understand what you're saying from your point of view. But from my point of view is once a player, especially now in today's era, once a player has reached 2 years on his contract, I mean, definitely there has to be plans made. So obviously Liverpool let it run down to this point where it was, meaning in their head that they got it covered, they have it sorted, especially with it was Trent Alexander-Arnold, it was Mo Salah, and
Anyway,
it was Virgil van Dijk. That's the three. That's the three.
But
The three
but
that I
what
remembered.
Yeah,
but what people are
I can
forgetting
understand.
here, but what people are forgetting here, something very important, is that it was Michael Edwards leaves. Julian Ward comes in, Julian Ward leaves. Jorg Schmecker comes in, Jorg Schmecker leaves. And now Richard Hughes comes in. There was no stability. So I understand why a player wouldn't want to sign during all that time. And then Klopp announces he's leaving as well during all of that. So there
no,
was no stability.
no, 100%.
Yeah, and
That's
also
what I
just
was
to add
saying. Mm.
one more last final point on this here. You need two parties to agree, right? FSG may want to give him a contract, and there was no reason for them not to offer him a contract. And in fact, the deal went right up to 325k per week, which would make him the highest paid right back in the world, right? Um, he doesn't want to sign the deal, so there's nothing further they can do. Both parties have to agree, and if the one party is adamant that they're not signing the deal no matter how much money we throw at him, then there's absolutely nothing we can do, right? So you
Yeah, but
can't really attach blame to FSG on that one.
yeah, but if you look at when these things, that's why I say that that's good pointers. I forgot to mention that what Brandon is saying. There was every time new managers that came in. So those negotiations couldn't happen at that time. And when you guys now finally had someone to do the negotiations, it's literally too late. But you guys have managed to save the Virgil van Dijk to not leave on the free and the Mo Salah out of the three. So that is what, and I think to conclude this whole thing about the trend, I think the reason why a lot of these fans of Liverpool they are so fuming about the whole situation because they're losing him on a free. I think that is
So
what that everyone furious.
yeah, Ron, last one. I would just like to ask you personally, man. I'm just curious to know that Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, in terms of Arne Slot coming in, brilliant job. I mean, obviously winning the league in his first season. Do you think if he had maybe, let's say, he finished sixth or seventh in his first season, hypothetically speaking, now, do you think it would have changed Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk's decision to sign by Liverpool?
Actually, I don't think it would have really changed because you see, Van Dijk is the captain of Liverpool, and it really depends. Like, was it a sixth place, but you were 20 points off top four, or was it like, you wouldn't the 6, 7 points away from gaining your objective, which would have been top four for the club, right? To be in the Champions League for next season. Um, I think that both of the players would stay. Salah's quite well settled at Liverpool. I think Van Dijk being the captain, he obviously would want to continue. He's a Dutch coach, Dutch captain combo. So I don't think it would have changed too much. Salah is obviously eyeing Alan Shearer's record. I'm not sure whether he'll get it in 2 seasons. He probably need one more season to eclipse that record. But yeah, I think they would have stayed. Salah loves the city. He's well settled. I don't see any reason for him to have moved out unless like he wasn't really performing well, not adapting to the coach's tactics and stuff like that there. But I don't think the position of where the club finishes would have automatically determined whether the player stays or goes.
Very interesting. Guys, I want to say that concludes the topics of tonight. But I think I want to do something. We've done this before, but I think maybe to end of the show, we've got four people in here. I was thinking two of them go up against each other, then the next two go up against each other, and then the two losers go up against each other, and then the two winners goes up against each other. I would like to know the guests in the box. Would you guys be up for a quick little 1 minute debate?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
All right. Who wants to pick an opponent amongst themselves, or who wants to see the comments? Who you guys want to see go up against who?
Yeah, one piece and I 10 piece now.
Uh,
Who are we gonna put
I
up
wish there
against
was a
who?
way we could random generate it quick.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay. Ron or user? Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads, right. Okay, so we got heads, right? So now we need Ian and Zoc to select heads or tails. So the guy that's got heads, they will go up against each other. Who wants to call it?
Ian, go first.
Heads or tails, Zoc?
Okay, let's do heads.
Heads. Okay, so Zoc, you're gonna go up against user. Ian, you're gonna go up against Ron. Okay, so Zog, now how this work? Ron, Ian, and user, how this work basically? We will spin the wheel. A topic will come up. You're either gonna argue where you agree with the topic, or you're gonna argue that you disagree with the topic. So that's just to show you guys, right? So I think Ian, sorry, Zog, because you know this. So Zog is going up against user, right? So Zog, heads or tails?
I'll go for heads.
Heads, right, oh, cool. Mr. User, you're gonna go up against Zog. So Tails, Mr.
Okay.
User, would you like to go first or would you like to argue second?
Second, I'll go second. Let's
You go
all go
second.
first.
Okay. Zog, you're gonna select a topic to either argue, you agree with the topic or you disagree. What do Arsenal fans expect from Mikel Arteta's team this season? So, would you say, no, actually, that's not a topic that you can debate. Sorry about that. Or something else. Sorry, man. Let's do a proper topic. Yes, some proper topic coming through. So, Zog, do you agree referees are consistently fair in their decision making? Do you agree or do you disagree, Zog?
I'm going to strongly disagree.
You're going to strongly disagree. So, guys, Zog will have the red heart. Mr. User will have the blue heart. Zog, your 1 minute starts now.
Okay, look, I'm just going to use one reference. Mr. David Coote, the video that he made about Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, that blatantly said he has a bias against Liverpool. So all the matches before that he officiated against Liverpool, he was against them. So that proves referees can also have a bias. I'm going to name other few referees. Andy Madley, Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor, all of them are forever giving penalties against United. They are giving calls for other teams against United. And I think we have noticed that already. Michael Oliver, in one rival match against Liverpool, he gave Liverpool 3 penalties against United that game. And I remember Liverpool winning us 3-0 that game. So I think there's definitely a bias when it comes to certain teams. I mean, these guys are homegrown, so they grew up in certain areas, so there is
And
a
that will be
bias.
your time, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. User, you're gonna agree, you're gonna make your argument believable to the people in the comments as they need to buy into your argument. You're gonna say the referees are consistently fair in decision making. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am.
Your time starts now.
Okay, so I think the referees is consistently fair in the decisions because I mean every week there's a lot of effort that's going into it. They sit into a panel. Every referee after the match he has a video recording of all his mistakes that is made. So obviously they're also human. They can make mistakes. So sometimes there is errors, but I think that all referees are judged after each match that they officiate. So after each match, there's a panel that discuss what was the mistakes that they made wrong, where can they improve, what can they do better in going forward in weeks to come. So that is my argument to say that the referees is fair in whatever they do, and then also in decision makings, I think that there's a panel also as well in decision making in terms of like the outcomes of the game. So there's people that judge you on to see that there is no betting or anything like that with third parties, whether it is family, whether it is friends.
That will be your time, sir. So comments,
Nice, brother.
if you believe that you bought into Zark's argument, can we have a red heart? If you bought into user's argument, can we have a blue heart? We will start the voting now.
Let's see some hearts, people.
In fact, the two contestants can also vote for themselves or for their opponent. We'll throw that in there as well. So a red heart if you bought into Zark's argument, a blue heart if you bought into the user's argument. So it's all about you guys getting the comments to buy into the argument. So a red
But
heart,
where do you get this hard thing now?
you can you
Where
can
do
you can even type there also the color doesn't matter. So it's the emoji in the comment section. So we got
Ah,
19
okay.
seconds.
There's two blues at the
So we
moment.
got two blues. It's on the fence with this one. So that was two good arguments coming through.
It was really good, eh?
So you guys can vote for yourself as well, contestants. If you feel you had the best argument, you can vote for your opponent, doesn't matter. Righto, so we've got the first round when you came through to late there, Mr. Rons. You can only vote for one of them. So you were given both of them. So Mr. User, well done. So you're going to be taking out the winner of Ron and Ian. And then when we have got a winner over there, Zark and the loser will first go. And then we will do the final before we close the show. So well
Again, I
done.
thought I was blue.
No, I said
My
red Zark.
user was blue.
I said red Zark and blue user. And I was like, okay,
I thought
even
That's
you
why I
Zark.
said
thought
blue,
I was so
bro.
surprised, Jacques. I thought you were being so kind when you said blue, lol. That you're voting for
Yeah.
user.
I was like, okay. So user even made his contestant, his opponent, eye into his argument. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So let's take that topic off.
So let's chill, let's
So
chill. You can go through.
that's fine. So we're gonna have Ian and Ron. Who wants to call the coin flip?
Yeah, tails.
Tails it is. Let's see. We got heads. Ian, would you like to go first, sir? Or would you like to go second?
No, I'm gonna let Ron go first.
You're gonna let Ron go first. Ron, you will choose the topic. You'll either agree or you'll disagree, sir. Ron, do you agree Mo Salah is the best player in the Premier League or do you disagree? What will be your argument, sir?
I agree.
You agree, sir. So you're going to have to convince everyone with your argument. Are you ready, sir? Can I start your timer?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you
Your
can
time
go.
starts now. There we go.
Yeah, if you look at the number of goals and the number of assists that Mo Salah has got, it's record levels. I think it's 187 goals now, or 185 goals, and he's got a lot of assists as well. I can't just remember the number exactly, but it's more than most players. I think he's ranked number 4 now, or 5 in the Premier League. If you look at his contributions, he's been consistent over the last 8 seasons. So that tells you another thing about him, that he's consistently delivering. He has already won the Premier League Player of the Season once. He's most likely to win it this season, and he'll probably win the Golden Boot, and that takes him to be joint on the top there with Thierry Henry in terms of Golden Boots and Player of the Season awards. But he's got more goals than him. He's got more assists than him. And I think if he had to play the amount of time that maybe like a
That will
Kane
be
played,
time, Mr.
he
Ron.
would
Thank you, sir. You ran out of time. So, guys, if you think Ron had an amazing argument, you can vote for him when I start the timer with a red heart. We're gonna now go over to Ian. You're gonna argue he's not the best player in the Premier League. Ian, are you ready, sir?
I on this topic, if you to ask me if it was comparing between two players, because as a Chelsea fan, I've been having this debate about Eden Hazard, but that's another topic for another day.
So all we need to do, sir, you need to get the comments to buy into your
Hazard's the
Just to
best
argument,
at
see
eating
season in and
McDonald's,
out.
and
but that's a
you need
different
to come
debate.
up and say why you think he's not the best player. So your time, sir, starts now.
Look, as a footballer, just on the eye test, I think Mo Salah is amazing. Yes, but I don't think necessarily say he grabs your attention. No, isn't somebody that's going to get you off your feet, like a Thierry Henry or a Eden Hazard, for example, as I mentioned. As much as they don't have the stats to show it, but you know very much when it comes to a big game situations and in big clutch moments, they will deliver. The numbers don't show it as much, but there's just certain players where the GNA doesn't do people justice. You can just clearly see based on their performances week in, week out, they're just levels above. The fact that these players even went on to have greater moves to the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid, even though, yes, one of them didn't necessarily work out as much towards the end of his career, but we all know the legacy and what they've done. But I'm not diminishing Mohamed Salah. He does go down as the greatest right winger and African player in history. I do believe that. But like I said, as a footballer, just based on the eye test, I
That
can't
will be
say
your time,
that he's
sir.
technically superior.
That will be your time, sir. So, guys, the red dot will be for Ron. If you think he had the best argument, you can vote red. If you think Ian had the best argument,
Wait,
will be
guys,
blue.
wait,
That will be blue. So, hold on. We're going to cancel everything out when the timer starts. Your voting starts now. Red for Ron and blue for Mr. Ian. Right, you guys, the other votes did not count. You can vote right now. So, red, we got one coming through. That starts by Zog. So we got red for Ron coming through. 42 seconds left. Red for Ron if he had the best
Another.
argument. Blue if you think Ian had the best argument. Ian voting for his opponent also. That's cool. So two reds coming through. Ron, you can also vote for yourself or your opponent. Your opponent voted for you. Chief was voting for Ian. Guna voting for Ian. So we got 2 and 3, right? Am I right? Am I counting right? 2 and 3.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there's 3
Yeah.
reds
So
that
it's
I see
3
and 2
reds and
blues.
there's 2 blues. That will be time. That will be time. So well done, Ron, on taking this round. So we're gonna have the 2 second place, which is gonna be Zog and Ian. And then we'll do the final, which is Ron and User. And then we shall close the show. 100%.
Ian,
Mr.
you could have had Salah, Hazard, and De Bruyne on your team. That's a discussion for another day.
Yeah,
Can you imagine,
100%.
bro?
I had Courtois on my squad, so I can't really
And
complain. And I had
Courtois,
Azate
you
one
could have had
staff. So
4
I've
of
still
them.
so
Yes, bro.
so look, the
100%.
2/3 of the Belgian golden generation, they've already one staff with them. I can't really complain. I had 2/3 of them.
100%, 100%. All right, guys. So now, don't mind this. We will get to that one as well. Let's see this time. So just to let Mr. In Need know, we know certain players is great and whatever. We got all our favorites. But this that we're doing here, sir, you need to stay with the program. We are debating. Even if you come up with made up facts of the topic, that is what your argument is. You need to get people
Hakuna.
to buy into the argument. All right. So, guys, please listen to the contestants, their argument. Forget who the players is that's up for debate or the topic. Please listen to the argument. All right, so we're going to go to the two second place, which was Ian and Zark. Who's going to call the coin flip?
So it's
Yes, right. Let's see what we've got. Yes, it is. Would you like to go first or second, sir?
I'll do first.
You do first. So the topic, let's see. Ian, the topic is yours. Are you going to agree for your argument or are you going to disagree? Should Liverpool have signed a new striker instead of Darwin Núñez? Do you agree, Ian, or do you disagree? Ian? Ian? Hello, Ian?
Yeah,
Ian, you're on mute.
number one.
Number Ian?
Sorry, I just went away for a few minutes. What was the topic? Sorry.
So the topic is, should Liverpool have signed a new striker instead of Darwin Núñez? Do you agree with the topic or do you disagree?
Pretty much agree with this.
You agree with that. So, Zoc, you would argue for disagreeing with this topic. The Liverpool have got the proper striker in Darwin Núñez. Your time, sir. You unmute, sir. Can you unmute? Can I start your clock?
Yep.
Right, there we go, sir.
So I think Liverpool was right in going for Darwin Núñez. I think at the time, I think it was 2022, if I'm not mistaken. He was playing for Benfica. He was a hot commodity. He was scoring in a lot of goals. There was interest from a lot of big clubs, including Manchester United. So I think Liverpool had every right to go for it. They were in need of a striker when Firmino left. And I think at the time, Darwin Núñez fit perfectly within the style of play. When Darwin Núñez came there, he scored some beautiful goals, but then he just fell off the wagon. I think he's still a good player in Darwin Núñez. I just think he needs to refine his capabilities a bit. He needs to work on his finishing, his technique, and then there should be a good player in him. But I think at the time, they were right to pay £85 million for him.
Okay, Zoc doing it with still time to spare. So, Ian, you're going to be arguing disagreeing. So, comments, contestants, you guys can vote. The red heart if you're going to believe Zoc had the best argument after you've listened to Ian. If you believe Ian has got the better one, Ian will be blue. Red for Zoc, blue for Ian. Everyone is allowed to vote besides myself and the co-host. Your time starts now. Ian, are you there?
Yeah.
Here we go.
So, look, at the beginning, when Liverpool paid the money, we all saw what Darwin Núñez was about. So, we had to give him grace and just see if he was worth the value. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a very good character to have in the squad. I'm not disputing that. He's had big moments for Liverpool. But as we come back to it again, the price tag that Liverpool paid is just something we can't steer away from. Liverpool, no, yes, you don't mind keeping him, but I think you guys can do better. It's a write-off. He's walking away with the Premier League winners medal, but at this point, what you brought him for the job is to score goals. We can't sniff away at that. He hasn't delivered. There's been no consistency. Núñez, I like the guy, but I just feel that like at this current moment in time, if the price tag wasn't so high, then I wouldn't have minded, but I can't steer away at that because the hype was there. So I'm not disputing it. He's an amazing baller, but for the amount of price that was paid, it isn't worth the hype, and I think Liverpool need to just cut the losses and move on.
Okay, that will be time. So, guys, we will start the timer now. Ian is on the blue hearts if you think you bought into his argument. Zark is on the red hearts if you bought into his argument. The guys in the boxes are also allowed to vote, like I was saying. The voting starts now. Red for Zark, blue for Ian, please. Voting has started. Red for Zark if he had a good argument, blue for Ian if he had a good argument.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. There are 11 people in the chat. Vote, 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 vote.
2 blues so
One
far.
red,
1
Two
red.
blues, one blue.
two reds, two blues, three reds, two
3
blues,
reds.
four reds, two
4
4
reds.
blues.
reds.
We got 20 seconds left. Four reds and two blues. Red for Zark if he had the better argument. Two blues if you think Ian had the better argument. We got 4 and 2. Four reds and two blues. 8 seconds left. 8 seconds left. 3 seconds. 2. And that will be time. That will be time. So well done, Zark. Getting 1 out of 2. Ian getting 0 out of 2. It was a very, very good fight from you, Ian. You haven't just given up. Zark, well done. We're now going to have the final one. But Brandon, I wanted to close the show with the final one. But there was a request. You know, I'm always game for things. There was a request for us to do a quick debate. Are you up for it? And then we can get the other two gentlemen to close it off.
Sure, why not? Let's give it a go, man.
All right, so I'm gonna just flip the coin.
Give
You
us
can call
something
it.
good.
You can flip the coin.
Heads.
Tails it is, sir. I think I'm going to go first. You can
Alright.
have the topic. Brendan, do you agree? Load
Oh, we had this
systems.
one already.
Did we? Okay, sorry. Let's take this one out.
We've had this one in the past, yeah.
Oh yeah, we did, no? I didn't take it out. Sorry, man. Does Kevin De Bruyne deserve his high salary? Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
You agree with that. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
argue that I disagree.
That he
Deserve.
doesn't deserve it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, let's just get my timer in. Okay, cool. Look, Kevin De Bruyne is on a very high salary. I'm not even sure what his salary is. For me personally, I don't care what caliber player you are. Because if you on that high salary, it just brings a thing around other players that wants to step up. They think, you know what? If he's on this big high salary, I've been having some good games. All right. I'm also going to go out there and demand these kind of things. And if we look at City currently, there's so much players that's on this big salaries where he could have still maybe create a legacy here. But because he's on such a high salary, it makes it difficult for the club to actually hold on to him. And De Bruyne hasn't really won any Ballon d'Ors, right? He's been nominated, but no one has really spoken about him to say, you know what, he deserved to win it. Haaland came in the other day, but he was spoken for a number one. So if he was really that great, right, for that high salary, then he should have been nominated like many times. Okay, that will be my time. So I will be on the red hot if you think I had a good argument. We're gonna have Brandon. That's going to give his argument. Your time, Brandon, starts now.
I think that De Bruyne definitely deserves his salary. I think the assists speak for themselves. You could put 10 giants in the box and one little midget, and somehow De Bruyne will find the little midget and the midget will score a goal. That is how good De Bruyne is at passing. You've got players like Rashford, for example, or Sancho getting paid ridiculous salaries. So, of course, De Bruyne deserves something similar. Like I said, the assists speak for themselves. He will probably go in an all-time Premier League 11. You can make an argument for that. So, how can you be in the all-time Premier League 11 and not deserve a salary that is similar to somebody like Rashford? That is my argument. That is all that I'll say.
Okay, I'll stop that. Brandon threw me under the bus over there because it was quite difficult making an argument for him not being on that high salary. But yeah, I gave it a good go. I gave it a good go. So guys, if you think Brandon had a good argument, all right. If you think I had a good argument, I will be the red dot. If you think Brandon had a good argument, Brandon will be the red dot. No, sorry, Brandon will be the blue dot, guys. So blue dot, if you think Brandon had a good argument, we'll start the timer now. There we go. So we got ready. One blue coming through for Brandon. Another blue.
There's 3 blues.
And there's a red coming through.
Sorry.
There's a red coming through. And there's 4 blues coming through.
Yeah,
There's
that
a
was
red coming through.
quite an impossible one for you there.
Yeah, no, it was difficult. But I gave it a good fight. I gave it a good fight. I gave it a good fight. Some topics, right? It's just like super easy to like say, ah, you know what? I don't even have to sweat anything about this topic. I was like, what do I put out there? What do I put about the brain out there? Oh no, let's do his salary. Let's look at like players around him that's going to start demanding, you know. And I was like, if he was that great, why has he not been nominated every year like first for Ballon d'Or? You know, he should win it year in, year out. I'm like, I could hear. Anyway, well done, Brandon. Good argument there from you. So we're going to end of the show. Firstly, I'll say now in advance as well. Thank you to everyone that interacted. Thank you for you guys
Yeah,
that made
thanks,
it
guys.
fun. Thank you for you guys that's in the comments as well and in the boxes. Highly appreciated, guys. So, the finals. Mr. User, Ron, who wants to call the flip coin?
Yeah, call heads.
It is, and we're going for tails. User, would you like to go first or second?
My ring light almost fell.
Mr. User, are you back with us, sir? We're closing it off, sir.
I'll go first.
You'll go first, sir. All right.
I like
Ron,
the confidence, man.
topic is yours, sir.
Check Grealish.
As Chelsea recently, been justified. They overpaid for them. Okay, do you agree that Chelsea's recent transfer that they've made has been justified, or do you think they have overpaid for talents? Do you agree with that, Ron, or do you disagree?
I disagree that. Sorry, has just been justified. Yeah, I disagree with that.
You disagree that Chelsea's recent transfer spending has been justified and they haven't overpaid for talents. You disagree with that, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
disagree.
Ian.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. User, you're going to be arguing, you agree that their recent transfers have been justified and they haven't overpaid for talent.
Sorry.
All right, Mr. User,
Bless you, sir.
are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am.
There we go, sir. Time starts.
So first and foremost is Chelsea have the best youngsters from, in my opinion, in one of the best youngsters in the Premier League all over. Even though they're loaning out their players, if you see that players that is coming back from the Premier League, I can make some examples like Martin and all of that type of players. They have quite a brilliant amount of players that is coming back, and then also they're also in the final of a European competition. So I think in saying that they had a bad season, I mean there's teams like Arsenal and other teams that haven't made it to a European final as of yet and has won nothing this season. So and obviously I think that they're going to win that final. So I think to a point, them winning the Conference League, I think there's a good case there to make, to say in terms of like they can justify them spending so much money. And then also if you look at that group of players that they have there, I think it just takes one click, and then I think they will be one of the greatest sides of the Premier League.
That will be time, sir. So if you guys bought into users' argument, that will be the red hot. Let's listen to Mr. Ron's argument. Mr. Ron, would you be ready, sir?
Yeah, all good. Let's go.
There we go, sir. Time starts now.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea transfers have been diabolical, especially since Roman Abramovich has left them. The spending that they've done is over £1 billion, and you can't really see any value for what they've bought. They've bought a lot of players, and some players were actually changing outside the changing room on the in the passage. There were too many players to fit into the changing room. If you look at what they've delivered on the field, they haven't yet won a single cup, even though they spend the most out of any other club. You look at the players that they've got as a striker, the guy can't even hit a barn door. And then if you look at the goalkeeper, they've got 9 goalkeepers, not one of them is good. And if you look at the overall team, they're languishing, they're trying to get into top four, or they're just about in top four. And, a team like that spent £1 billion, they should be right up at the top, challenging for the league and the UCL. But if you look at this team, they're languishing way down with all those transfers that they made.
Okay, that will be time. I think that was two good arguments to end of the show. Two very, very good arguments. I think it's going to be tough for the comments to actually vote. So we're going to have a red one for user we said and a blue one for Mr. Ron. So the voting starts now. So we got red for user, blue for Ron.
There are 13
Red
people in the
for
chat.
user, blue for
There's
Ron.
one blue.
Red for user and blue for Ron. Two blue coming
Two
through.
blues.
The three blues coming through? Yeah, three blues. Four blues coming through. We got 29 seconds.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Is that 4 blues? With
You got
G4?
4 blues here. I think everyone in the live that's been debating, we all got big boy panties, so no one takes offense who votes for who. Because I know it's all for the fun of it, and we learn actually in the process, we think about it, right? And that will be time. So we've got Ron with another win. Is that yours? No, that's it's your second win.
Yeah, I just had two debates. And, yeah.
Two debates.
No,
So
but
we
look,
got user with one, we got Zog with one, and we've got Ron with two, I think. Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So from my side, again, I want to say thank you to everyone. We'll be this Friday again, 8 o'clock. We'll be on again. Just to let you guys know, you're more than welcome to send me a 1-minute video or a topic that you would like us to discuss. Just DM me. We pull it up. And then we'll just all give our opinion about it. We all understand the game. We'll do a bit of debate. There's also something we're going to be launching next week. Brandon, we spoke about it. Exciting.
Yeah, it's
So
exciting.
something as well. Something
Cool little
similar
game.
to the wheel. You guys are all probably going to want to join in on that one. I'm sure the comments will go crazy and boss. But again, from my side, I want to say thank you so much. From
Sorry, man.
myself,
Sorry,
yes,
before
sir.
you go, can I
Mm-hmm.
ask Brandon one last question before I go? I'm
Go,
just curious, man.
go for it, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to know by you, Brandon, in terms of Arsenal, I would like to know by you in terms of the transfer window now. If Arsenal would get like a 20 plus striker, an out and out goal scorer, do you fancy them winning the Premier League next season?
I think they would definitely have a good shout for sure. Definitely better than this season and seasons before. I think that is the missing piece to their jigsaw at the moment. I'm trying to think if there is any other positions. Maybe I think you could definitely get an upgrade on Martinelli. I think the right side is sorted with Saka. I think you could upgrade on Martinelli.
But then one of the problems also is if Saka gets injured, we saw it half of the season. That's actually when they went downhill. So obviously
yes, of
getting a
course,
replacement for
they
Saka
need.
also as well.
Yes, and maybe Arsenal fans won't want to speak about it, but I think they need somebody better creatively even than Odegaard.
And then on that note, Brandon, I would just like to know by you in world football now, who do you see as someone being that goal scorer? Obviously, Harry Kane is already left to Bayern Munich, not leaving anytime soon. I mean, who do you see in world football now?
Isak.
Only Watkins, maybe a sub.
Watkins, yes, but Isak's younger.
Isak is younger,
Okay.
yeah. But you know what? If it is that Arsenal really need a striker and they can't really get like a Isak price wise, whatever. A good quick fix for me, in my opinion, would be something like a Mateta or a Chris Wood. That would be a quick fix for them. If those two players, I'm not sure how many games Chris Wood has been playing, but that would also be two quick fixes for
But
Arsenal.
Mr. Host, you see the problem with it, getting a Chris Wood or getting a Mateta is Arsenal. The way Arsenal play is more like a number. The thing with Arsenal is they're more like a number 9, like Firmino, someone that
Mm,
brings other players into play. Whereas Mateta and Chris Wood is very direct.
yes, I know they're
So
more
like
direct, but that's what I'm saying. If you have a sucker that's fit, that can supply you. If you have
yes,
another replacement in place of Martinelli, right, that can also be clinical, then
yeah,
obviously, one of those two strikers, if they're looking for a quick fixture over there, all right? So that could be very, very interesting, right? So on
yeah.
my
There's
side, I
there's
want to say,
obvious
yeah,
yeah. There's obviously talks of them also. Like for Plan B, they're talking about Sesko, that guy Sesko.
that's also a good option as well for
Mm.
them as well.
But
Yeah.
hold on to these questions and
Yeah.
send them to Iggy.
Yeah. Send them
Okay,
to
no
me,
I'll,
problem.
guys.
I'll,
Guys, send them to me. DM me whatever you
How
stuff
did
you
you
have. Let me just show
how
you
did you
guys
how,
quickly.
Iggy, can I ask you a question quickly? Which
Yes,
team do you support?
me.
Yep,
Unfortunately, you're about to
Man
find out.
United.
come on, bro, you can't ask a stupid question like that.
Oh, Snapdragon.
What the
There we
hell?
go. There we go. There we go. So guys, just to end it off quickly, let me just show you guys quickly what I'm referring to. So I'm gonna end the show off with this to give you guys an
Iggy,
idea.
I just joined now. You're vying now. What kind now?
We were yeah, 8 o'clock already, sir. So you can't come now.
Hey, see now, you check now.
We running the podcast, sir, from 8 o'clock every week. We're running it. So I just want to show everyone
Yeah.
quickly. Let me just show you guys quickly. So this is what I
Ladies
do,
and
guys.
gentlemen,
Let me just show you
good to
guys.
be back on this podcast.
So this is one
Another
of the
topic
old
I would like
videos,
to
right?
discuss today is I've read the news. There's rumors going
So
around
there we
that
go, right? Just to show you
Kevin De
guys.
Bruyne possibly.
So if you want to send me a video, a 1 minute video, we play it on here on this podcast. Then everyone gives their opinion. You can send me a question. Maybe you have got something about Trent example. We just covered that now. Then we all give an opinion about us. You can maybe say, okay, cool. You know what? Let me give you guys something for the wheel. All right, that you would like us maybe to put on. So then we do that where we can say, okay, we're going to debate that as well. All right, so that's also, then there's going to be more other things we're going to be doing as well. All right,
Okay,
so
Iggy,
I want to
one
say,
second. One
mm,
second before you right? 1 second before you right? Looking at the results regarding Tottenham Hotspur and the final, how does it look on your side?
say again, sir.
I'm saying, look at the results against Tottenham Hotspur, United vs Spurs. It's not
Okay,
looking rosy for you all. Yeah. But I guess it's a cup. Cup, anything can happen.
absolutely. We have covered that earlier on, sir. If you have been here, Nas, which was this one,
Yeah.
we have discussed that as well. So every Friday, 8 o'clock, you are more than welcome. Join us Friday, 8 o'clock. Come have a conversation with us. Like I said, I do a lot of banter, but on this podcast, we have proper football conversation.
Now
We
that's
want
what it's
proper
about.
views and whatever. We going now and then a bit of banter in here, but we're having proper football
I know it's
conversation.
proper. Yeah, yeah.
100%. Anything
Yeah,
else from
Iggy
anyone?
and to the co. Yeah, Iggy
Yeah.
and to the co-host. I just want to thank you guys. It is a very good show this year. I must
Thank you,
say,
sir.
I really enjoyed that.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, bro.
What episode is this? This is now episode 20, guys. We on episode 20. Can you guys believe it? Wow, it's been a good
Iggy,
journey so far.
Iggy, you're doing it. You're doing it.
What is that, Nas?
I'm saying you're doing it.
Doing what?
I'm saying you're doing it. Should be at episode 34 or 35 now.
No, we on episode 20. This is the sportcast. It's
That's what I'm saying.
completely different.
That's what I'm saying. Let's follow it like the league. I'm just making a joke, man. I'm making a joke.
Oh, sorry. But then you gotta speak English. You mustn't speak German. You gotta speak English, man. No, don't
I
worry.
can't
All laugh, my friend.
you can't
Guys,
talk German.
anyway.
Harry Kane picked his first
And
trophy up there, man.
Brandon,
Harry Kane
very
picked his
good
first
Sorry.
trophy.
content. I see your TikTok videos all the time. Very, very good content. I must
Thank
say.
you, sir.
No,
Thank you, sir. I
Iggy is
Oh,
good.
thanks,
appreciate it.
bro. Thank you, bro. I
We
appreciate that.
appreciate it.
Warren also makes Liverpool content, by the way.
Okay,
we-
no, sure, I'll follow you as well. It's called what you go is that guy or
Yeah,
Warren.
that's the
okay.
one. Yeah.
Sorry guys, before you guys go, I just want to say thank you from my side also for my first time. It was an amazing experience. I mean, it was very educational. I took a lot from the program. So I always come to shows like this as an empty cup, and I want to leave as a full cup, and I definitely left as a full cup. So I mean, all you guys' opinions. I mean, it's very valuable opinions, and I mean, it's valid points that you guys bring across. So from my side, I just want to thank each and everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, bro.
No, sure,
So,
sure, sure.
Mr. User, we will see you next week, sir. What the new brand new name? Mr.
With the name at the bottom.
Mr. Left the building, still in the. I will not say that because Zox, I mustn't say that. Anyway, guys, much love and respect, guys. I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you so much again, and have a blessed
Cheers,
evening.
guys. Thank
Enjoy
you.
the
Cheers, guys. Cheers,
weekend
everyone.
football, man.
Jacques,
Cheers,
user,
guys.
nice to meet you guys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
man.
bye.